What's up, y'all? I'm Charles with CrossFit Koinonia. Got a nutrition talk for you today. So, plant-based nutrition has been a popular diet out there. You got the Netflix series like Game Changers, You Are What You Eat, a bunch of professional athletes, other influencers, and popular folks following plant-based eating. So, no wonder there's a lot of other people, regular folks, joining in. CDC ranked heart disease as the leading cause of death in the United States in 2020. And with just over 42% of Americans being classified as obese, the rates of obesity-related diseases are at an all-time high right now. Decades of research proven that conditions such as cardiovascular disease, hypertension, type 2 diabetes, they're all heavily impacted by the foods we eat and other lifestyle factors. As a result, a lot of people out there are searching for ways to modify their diet and improve their overall health. Today, we're going to explore the world of plant-based nutrition and give you some tips on how you can optimize your nutrition choices. Keep in mind, we're not necessarily recommending a plant-based diet. I believe, and we believe at CrossFit Koinonia, that there's a wide range of things that you can do that are healthy nutrition choices. Plant-based eating is one of them. So, at CrossFit Koinonia, we've partnered with Healthy Steps Nutrition to support our members and clients using a framework that's guided, tested, and proven. We believe something as fundamental as nutrition shouldn't be complicated, which is why we focus on a simple, habit-based approach. We know that helping you become the healthiest and best version of yourself is not just about going to the gym a few hours a week and what you eat. It has to look at the whole you, the holistic approach. That's why we also look at stress management, sleep, your support system, overall lifestyle, in addition to your exercise and nutrition choices. Has to have that whole approach. Healthy Steps Nutrition has helped more than 45,000 people all over the world take control of their own health. Here are some of the success stories. If you are ready to start writing your own success story, we're here to help and to get you on that journey. So plant-based diets become super popular. In the 2014 to 2018 timeframe, there was a 600% increase in Americans choosing a plant-based diet. Some people do it for health benefits and health issues. Others do it for animal welfare concerns. Some do it to help the environment. Whatever the reason, those choosing to do a plant-based diet typically incorporate more whole foods and veggies, nuts and seeds, and they see an improvement in weight loss or weight management. They see an improvement in cardiovascular health, glycemic control. They see better blood pressure and cholesterol numbers, and normally they see an increase in their daily fiber, which about 95% of us Americans are deficient in daily fiber, so that's a good thing to get more fiber into our diet. What's it mean to adopt a plant-based lifestyle? Plant-based diet is one that consists of foods derived from plants. So you guessed it, veggies, fruits, nuts, seeds, legumes. They typically try to avoid animal products like meat, dairy, eggs, and honey. Now, that being said, there's a whole spectrum of plant-based diets. Some are semi-vegetarian, so they'll avoid meat, but they may eat eggs and fish, honey, things like that. Others are on the other end of the spectrum, strict vegetarian, where they are avoiding all animal products completely. So wherever you are on the spectrum is fine. The overarching principle of a plant-based diet is centered around consuming food derived from plants. So all that sounds great, right? So let's first mention it's not a quick fix. Few things in life are. This definitely is not a quick fix. It's a lifestyle that takes time to adopt. There's some key principles to keep in mind as you start this journey. So we got 3 tips whether you're adopting or trying to maintain a plant-based diet. Tip number 1, get adequate protein without adding excessive carbs and fat. So let's focus on including plants such as veggies, fruits, legumes, grains, nuts, and seeds. Now, if you focus on that and you limit or avoid animal products, you may find it harder to get your daily protein intake. So how are you going to achieve hitting a protein goal of 1/3 of your plate at each meal of healthy protein without adding in too many carbs, fats, and processed foods? We're going to dive into that, which plant-based protein food groups you'll need to focus on. So you can get your protein from many different types of foods, but what's best? So let's start with soy products, soy milk, tofu, soybeans, miso paste, tempeh, things like that. Soy is a protein-rich food. It has the highest ratio of protein per serving compared to other protein food groups that are plant-based. Typically 10 to 25 grams of protein per serving for a soy-based product or soy-based food. So that's why you see so much soy out there. There are some people that don't like consuming a lot of soy. We've got some other options that we're going to talk about in just a minute. So, but first on the soy products, you can enjoy in a lot of different ways. You can season some tofu and throw it in the air fryer to top a bowl or salad dish. You can crumble tofu as a substitute for scrambled eggs. You can have soybeans, protein-rich snack, or even add some miso to salad dressing or soup for some extra protein. Next on the list, split peas and lentils. They pack a pretty good protein punch as well. It's also a complex carb, but you will be getting additional fiber with the protein and the carbs, which the fiber will help with heart health, blood sugar control, and protection from other illnesses and cancers like colon cancer. 1 cup of split peas can provide 16 grams of protein and 16 grams of fiber. So one cup, 16 grams of both. Legumes provide a wide variety of options such as garbanzo, kidney, black beans, pinto beans, white beans, lots of different options. They're easy to find, typically very inexpensive, especially when you look at them in the dry form, also pretty inexpensive canned. So these options range in the 15 grams per cup range. While a cup may seem like a lot, you can blend it in with other veggies to get that right mix of volume without it just being a bunch of beans. So next, we have nuts, seeds, nut butters. The nut butters, especially peanut butter, fan favorite, regardless of whether they're plant-based or not. So a lot of times people consider peanut butter or other nut butters to be a protein source. While they do have protein, typically about 8 grams per 2 tablespoons, which 2 tablespoons of peanut butter or other nut butter is quite a bit. That also comes with 16 grams of fat. So it's a 1 gram of protein for every 2 grams of fat that comes from the nut butters. So it's not a huge source of protein, but it can be something that can fill in some gaps. So that's also true for your nuts and seeds, not just peanut butter. One little thing, if you are going to look at peanut butter or other nut butters, really take a look at the sugar. A lot of manufacturers will stick a bunch of sugar in with the peanut butter to make it taste a little bit better. Peanut butter with no added sugar tastes just as good. So look for the ones, read the labels, find the ones with just peanuts and salt, something like that. So you can use nuts, seeds, nut butters to supplement your meals and snacks. You can also consider hemp seeds on a salad or drizzle some tahini on a veggie-packed Buddha bowl. Last but not least, you got veggies and grains. Quinoa, for example, provides 8 grams of protein for every cup of cooked quinoa. So that can be a great addition to salads, veggie burgers, casseroles, things like that. Brussels sprouts, if that's a veggie that you like, they come in around 5.5 grams of protein per cup. So it won't necessarily make up the full third of your plate, but it can fill in some gaps. Asparagus and broccoli come in around 4 or 5 grams of protein per cup as well. So some of the veggies that we just mentioned, they can add in some protein while also providing the good source of nutrients that comes from the veggies. So it's been shown that increase in veggies, specifically in the plant-based population, can increase the quality of life while adhering to the plant-based diet without incurring nutrient deficiencies. So tip number 2, be mindful of plant-based processed foods. So you look at the ultra-processed meat substitutes that are out there. A lot of them are ultra-processed. So what should you be watching out for with these processed foods that you might use in place of dairy, meats, and milk? Number one, added fats or oils that are highly processed versus naturally occurring. Number two, the added carbs, specifically sugar, and that comes from the plant-based milk and snacks. So, for example, almond milk, you can get it unsweetened or sweetened. Choose the unsweetened and then blend in your protein powder or something like that. Try to avoid those added sugars. And it's not just sugar that you may see on the label. The other things to look out for, things like high fructose corn syrup, artificial sweeteners like aspartame, saccharin, stuff like that. So you want to avoid those artificial sweeteners and the sugars. Number three, the main chemical additives to look out for and avoid: MSG, sunflower lecithin, soy lecithin, things like that. Also, keep an eye out for and avoid artificial flavors, artificial colors, other things that are added in to make them taste and look and feel more like meat. One last thing, watch out for the sodium. A lot of times the ultra processed foods have additional sodium in them, like lots of it. So one study looking at over 10,000 people showed that when over 60% of their calories consumed were ultra processed, individuals were more likely to report depression, anxiety, and mental instability. Not saying that's how it's going to affect everybody, but avoiding the ultra processed food and using whole foods is always a better choice. So tip number three, processed foods might be the easier choice when you're on the go, but there's a way around that. Prior preparation prevents you from making poor decisions. So let's talk about some options that can help you stay on track. So on the plant-based protein side, you can get protein powder. We love the earth-fed muscle protein powder, and the plant-based version of that is outstanding as well. A little bit lower on the protein per serving than the whey protein product, but if you are looking to go completely plant-based, it's a great option that tastes good, also not gritty. You can also do homemade trail mix. Energy Bites use plant-based protein powder. So there are lots of options we have recipes on our website to help you out with that. Another thing to think about, you remember the Lunchables? You can make an adult version of those if you don't want the kids version, but adult Lunchables that you make at home. So think hummus with raw veggies such as cucumbers, peppers, and carrots, and some seed crackers. So you can make that up ahead of time, and a really good on-the-go option that keeps you on the healthy side. Hummus comes from chickpeas, so lots of protein that are in there. Protein energy bars. Check them out for added sugars and other ingredients that you don't want, but they can be a good option. Also, recipe on our website for roasted chickpeas. So those are pretty good. You can make those, toast them up or roast them, make a nice crunchy snack. So a lot of these require little to no refrigeration, so that can make it easy to pack as a snack while sitting in the car, waiting on kids at practice or something, or traveling at the airport, or even just sitting at your desk at work. Maybe even standing at your desk at work, depending on where you are with that. So even if these are not options that work for you, or maybe you're out and about and you didn't bring a snack with you, there's still some fast serve restaurants that have good options. Think Chipotle with the bowls. Starbucks and Panera both have good salad and sandwich options, and typically some snack options as well. So they have options to substitute or eliminate animal products, and a pretty good variety of things to choose from. All right. So now that we've unpacked some tips for you to find balance with a plant-based diet, let's talk about our three core principles. Number one, focus on whole foods first. And this comes from the 100 Words of Fitness that we adhere to in CrossFit. Eat proteins. We swapped it out a little bit for the plant-based approach. Eat proteins and veggies, nuts and seeds, some fruit, little starch, and no sugar, or minimize added sugar. Number two, focus on a balance of macronutrients. So protein, low glycemic carbs, and healthy sources of fat with all meals and snacks. So that's the key, not just some of them, but try to get that balance of protein, uh, veggies, carbs, and fats, healthy fats, with each time you eat, whether that's a meal or a snack. And number three, limit the amount of processed carbs and sugar. So, AHA recommends no more than 6 teaspoons, about 24 grams of sugar for women, and 9 teaspoons, or about 36 grams, for men. The average person consumes over 150 pounds of sugar per year. That's about 46 teaspoons per day, which equates to about 160 grams. So, it's not too surprising. Sugar is super addictive, and it is hidden in almost all the food that you find in a package that comes packaged or processed. So, searching out, finding those sources of sugar and eliminating those or reducing them as much as possible goes a really long way. So, what's your biggest takeaway from this? What are you going to start working on first? Uh, After reviewing all the research, it's clear that eating veggies and fruit is good for you, and adopting a plant-based lifestyle. Not necessarily, it's not going to be the thing for everybody, but it is the choice that some people make. It's not just about what we eat, though. There needs to be an emphasis on prioritizing more whole foods with minimal processing, as this helps reduce your risk of many chronic diseases. These foods provide the body with nutrients it needs, aids in weight loss, weight maintenance, lowers blood sugar and cholesterol, and increases your daily fiber intake. All of those are excellent steps on an overall journey to optimal health. So next time you sit down for a meal, I encourage you to take a minute and think about what you're taking from the outside world and putting into your body. It's the single most important decision you'll make on a daily basis. So, health, we believe, starts inside the gym. We have a nutrition coaching program to help you find those healthy steps to get to your optimal state. So, in our bio, click to set up your own nutrition consultation, and we will walk you through that process. We're here to help you find your healthiest self. We'll see you next time.